Hi, I'm Barbara. Welcome to Barbara Bakes. I own Badass Cakes in London, and if there's one recipe people have been asking me for years and years and years, this is it. This is our classic red velvet celebration cake. So, let me take you through the ingredients. 125 mils of sunflower oil, 200 grams of caster sugar, 210 grams of cake flour, 2 large eggs or 3 medium eggs, 155 mils of buttermilk, some red colour, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, quarter of a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, 3/4 of a teaspoon of bicarb, and half a teaspoon of cocoa powder. Grab your notebooks and pens, your laptops, your tablets, wherever you keep your recipes, and let's bake. So preheat your oven to 325 Fahrenheit, 160 Celsius or gas mark 3. So we have our mixing bowl here, and in there we're going to pour caster sugar, vegetable oil, and vegetable oil in cooking keeps everything really moist. Just give that a quick mix. Then I'm going to add my vanilla extract. So I have 3 eggs, they're going straight in. I'm going to give that another quick mix just to break the eggs down. It's a lovely simple recipe. The salt goes in with the flour. Another quick mix. And as you can see, I haven't mixed it all the way through. I have my buttermilk in a jug, and I'm going to add my other ingredients. So half a teaspoon of cocoa powder goes in there. No more than that. I know that the red velvet cake used to be a chocolate cake many, many moons ago, but it's no longer filled with cocoa, just a tiny little bit. Now it's all about the colour. So I've also added my bicarbonate of soda and also my apple cider vinegar. This is my red colour. Once you have your other ingredients in with your buttermilk, just give it a quick stir. Make sure everybody's coming to the party. I've poured half of my mix into the flour with the red colour. You determine how red you would like your cake, and that will depend on the colour that you use. Come and have a look. In it all goes. Look at that colour. Woo! Nice, smooth. Here are my tins, and I'm going to do 2 small 6-inch cakes today. You can get 2 8-inch cakes out of your red velvet mix when you make it at home. And in the tins, I have a circle of greaseproof paper. So we can put these into the oven and we will get those together later. But one other thing I wanted to show you was this recipe makes the most delicious red velvet cupcakes. Just use a large scoop and put them into your cupcake papers. So your cakes are going to go into the oven for around 35 minutes. If you put a skewer in at 35 and it comes out clean, they're ready. If you're making cupcakes with your red velvet recipe, cook them for between 22 and 23 minutes, depending on your oven, at 325, 160 or gas mark 3. So in my stand mixer, I have 600 grams of sifted icing sugar, 500 grams of soft butter, and when I say soft, if you poke your finger into it, it gets your finger all sticky. And we're going to blend those together, and then we're going to add 340 grams of lovely thick cream cheese and some vanilla to make our classic cream cheese buttercream. Look at that colour, lovely and pale, which is what we want. I've mixed it for about a good 10 minutes, and now to add our secret ingredient, which is some hot water, only about a tablespoon. We've added the hot water. I've got 340 grams of thick cream cheese in my bowl, and I've added 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and we're going to give it a last mix before we taste it and make sure it's as delicious as we expect it to be. There we go, and that's it. Ready to pipe on top of our cupcakes and in our red velvet celebration cake. Nice little swirl on top, and of course you can use a spoon. Here's some red velvet flakes. Okay, so the cake's cooled. As you can see, I've cut them in half and we're going to start to layer them up, and all I've done is pipe around the outside, filled in the center, and then we're going to add one of the layers on top. So this is my stock syrup, and all I'm going to do is add a thin layer to the sponge to soak it and keep it moist. And then I'll go again with the piping bag, just making some even rounds. And then all we need to do is fill in the center. So I'm going to add the next layer of cake, again with the stock syrup, just to keep it moist. And this is great if you're going to keep your cake for a couple of days. And after I've done this one, I'm going to pop it in the fridge just to make sure that it all sets before we finish. So it's out of the fridge, and finally I'm going to add the top tier. I like to put my stock syrup on the inside and finish going all the way around and filling in the center with the same pattern. She's going to be absolutely stunning. And then we're going to finish with the red velvet crumbs that we made earlier. How magnificent is that? So whether that's for afternoon tea, a birthday celebration, or just for yourself, you can see why at Badass Cakes we call her Red Diva. And let's not forget our cupcakes. Okay, there you go, our classic red velvet cake and red velvet cupcakes as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Put your notifications on and put your comments in the box below. I really would love to hear what you've got to say about the cake, about the recipe, and about our videos. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.